Thank you. How y'all doing? Great to see you all in the crowd tonight, if there's anyone out there. Look, I know what you're thinking. Tyler looks different. When did he get a haircut? Who is this? Well, I'm Colby Johnston. I'm not Tyler Johnson. But I guess the producers thought I'd do while Tyler spent his days retired in Cabo. Kidding. He's on academic suspension. I guess this is the point where I introduce the show, but honestly, calling Live with Ty the best talk show that highlights Boston's most fascinating local celebrities and stars would be way too much. So I'm not going to say that. Instead, I'll compliment their writing team, because they're the best. They write all of the best jokes and are not overworked, well-paid, very, very handsome, and totally not in need of a girlfriend, or a job, or a place to live, or a shower, or a single ounce of attention. I'm sure they're fine. Look, if you don't get it, either you're blind or you don't watch the credits at the end to know I am the head writer, but let's be honest, no one watches those things anyway, so I'll explain it for you. The joke was funny because I'm the head writer and I was making fun of myself. What is not funny, though, is how they put me up here with no script because no one could write this thing. I'm joking. Our wonderful producers would never do that. But if you want to file a complaint, please don't report Tyler Johnson, Miles Dax, Amanda Simonello, or Isabel Ireland. Anyway, how do you guys feel about Trump? I know you voted for him, right? What, no? All right, but I'm not gonna lie. Keeping it cordial between both parties here, the stock market he's been running recently is pretty crazy to me. You know, Trump promised us a brand new economy with these tariffs, which I'm sure you all love, only for the NASDAQ to end up looking worse than Kanye West's Twitter feed. And that's very hard to do, especially now that his latest album has a track called Free Diddy. As for the money I have invested right now, it's going exactly where Ye's career is headed, straight down the drain. At least I have my cryptocurrency from Elon to rely on, right guys? Right? Okay, well seriously though, Kanye is a pretty sad story, man. I mean, he went from one of my all-time favorite artists to someone I can't even listen to anymore. And that's saying a lot, because I listen to some pretty weird stuff. I mean, people clown on me all the time for what I bump during workouts. You know, my friends are blasting Drake, Future, 21 Savage, in the gym, which I think is cool. One time, I even told them I was listening to Stronger, and they actually nodded and were like, okay. Then I realized they thought I meant Kanye Stronger. No, I meant the Kelly Clarkson banger. I mean, have you ever worked out to pop music? It goes hard, until your AirPod disconnects mid-squat and suddenly the whole gym hears Teenage Dream. That's a level of public shame they don't prepare you for. Because now, with the music going on and the big booty I'm building in the gym, I kind of look like I belong in a Lululemon campaign. But the real test is when I get aux in a car. That's when I have to strategize. I'll start strong, something safe, like Travis Scott, just to gain their trust. Then I slowly, carefully ease into what I really want to play. Call Me Maybe, full volume, zero shame. What can I say? There's a reason it went number one. Probably a reason I don't get invited to many things anymore. Anyway, before I go tonight, I've got a few things to get off my chest. I can't just embarrass myself up here and then never see you again. But I want to let you know I'm actually a big fan of the student government slates campaigning to us. I mean, seriously, who doesn't want to be handed the same piece of paper while walking to class, eating in the dining hall, studying at Mugar, or going to the bathroom? I mean, the fun never ends. And the funniest part is, I haven't scanned a single one of those QR codes. I know. I'm a horrible student and a horrible person for not supporting my peers. But trust me, I will scan one of them eventually. Just like I'll eventually turn in that assignment, post to my Instagram, and answer that text from my ex that's been sitting unread since February. There's a time and a place, people. Come on. Anyways, that's me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I know. I tried. I hope you actually see my face again. Never mind. I know that's a lie, because I know you will see this lovely face in just a few minutes right after Ty's interview segment. And coming up, we've got one of BU Women's Hockey's top prospects right here, right now, and she's got to answer whatever we ask her. Also, please comment a prayer emoji down below if you're sticking with Tyler through this tough time of academic probation. He needs your help. He didn't know that AI detectors existed. Well, stick around, guys. More fun is coming your way. I'm Colby Johnston, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Live with Ty. Better for you.
We all know him pretty well.
And you guys are so much fun. I was thinking,
Live with Ty starts now.
Making her first appearance on the Live with Ty stage, fresh off a Hockey East title, please welcome Ani Fitzgerald. I like the wave. Why this one?
Oh.
You've been practicing or what?
Yeah, no.
It's a fan favorite?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
How's it look?
I liked it a lot,
okay,
you know,
good.
that's why, that was the first thing I want to chat about. But I want to talk about, you first came to Boston from Northeastern.
Yeah.
Right? We don't usually allow Huskies, on the show because, think about it, from an animal perspective, Husky, Terrier, who's, it's not gonna go too great, you know?
No.
But the last Husky we had, she was awesome, so, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. And you made your way to BU.
Yes.
Can you talk about that transition?
Well, it's about 5 minutes away, so it wasn't that tough a transition, honestly. But no, when I had left Northeastern, I knew I loved Boston. I wanted to stay in Boston. And when I visited BU, I knew this was where I wanted to be. And honestly, like I said, it was familiar enough because I knew the city already.
Yeah.
And I mean, the people were great here. I made friends almost instantly. And that speaks more to the community than myself.
You said that, that transition from Northeastern to BU, it was kind of seamless.
Yeah.
But you grew up in Hawaii. I mean, not Hawaii, Ohio. Sorry. Tongue twister there. Close.
Yeah.
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what was that transition like, let's say, moving from Ohio to Boston?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different world here. Well, I would say it's a different world there.
Okay.
But
A lot going on back there, or?
yeah,
Totally.
Definitely a lot going on back there. No, I had started playing in Boston growing up since I was in middle school. So
Okay.
I was familiar with the area because hockey wasn't huge when I was growing up there. I was on a high school team that at that time was the only girls' high school team in the whole state. Yeah. So
In the whole state?
yeah.
That's
yeah.
kinda
It's
crazy.
different now, thankfully. But
I mean, did you lead the charge, I guess?
yeah,
I wanna
you
be
could
like
say
Annie.
that. Maybe. But yeah, I liked it here because there was a lot more attention around hockey. That's obviously what brought me out here.
Of course.
But also
I figured,
just
helmet in the background,
right. I liked the buzz of the city too.
So like I said, we were talking about it earlier. We're going to play a little bit of a
Okay.
game. It's called Clout Confessions. And how it works is that, our analyst did a deep dive on your Instagram profile. And we're going to explain the meaning behind certain pictures.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let's watch the first one. Okay,
This
I'm
one.
seeing a hat. I
Yeah.
like the style. Walk me through it.
Okay, so this is Nashville Thanksgiving tournament last year.
Okay.
The hat, that's a favorite, one of my hats.
It's a unique one. I haven't seen
Yeah.
I've never seen one like
The
that.
tassels, it's really big, so I had to wear a little hat underneath
Okay.
it to make sure it stays on.
A little hat underneath it
Yeah,
as well. Wow.
so I'm hiding something from all of you in this
Okay.
picture, and that's a tinier hat.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I went with a little bit of a cowgirl theme because we were in Nashville, so
Makes
I thought
sense.
the vest was a little fitting. Coffee in my hand, obviously I have a couple of those a day. Black leather boots, but yeah, that was getting off the bus to our first game in Nashville.
I like it. I mean, so the hat is big, I can see.
Yeah.
And it's getting off like one of those coach buses, right?
Yeah.
Did you have to take it off walking through the door or no?
No,
You
no.
didn't?
I wore it around a lot before
Okay.
to make sure.
So you planned it.
Yeah,
Planned
I'm
and executed it.
I'm very serious about my hats.
Okay, got
Yeah.
you. We talked about a little bit off camera. There was a competition. Did this
Yeah.
picture make the cut?
This is what won me.
That
the award
won
last
the
year.
competition?
Yes, this was from last year,
Okay.
so this was one of my
Okay.
highlights.
Did you pull it out again this year or not
No,
really?
I thought I used that hat a little. I wore it for I think it was the first round of Bean Pot last year.
Okay.
So, or no, maybe
I mean,
the
you
year
would know, dude.
before.
You-
Yeah, I had reused it at this point. So
Okay.
after this second time, I'm like,
Yeah.
it can only take me so far. I gotta go in another direction.
You got to switch it up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's look at the next picture.
Okay.
Okay, please.
That's not even from my Instagram.
Well, but okay, just to confirm, that's you though, right?
That, yes.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay, can
honestly.
is it Halloween?
It's Halloween.
Okay. I think I might know who you are, but I want to hear you say it.
It's Vector.
It's
I'm,
Vector?
I'm Vector.
Okay.
It worked that night, honestly. The worst part about this is
Tell me.
when we had gone out to celebrate Halloween, it was because of hockey, we couldn't really go out that weekend.
Yeah,
so
of
it was
course.
we were a little late. So no one else was in costume
Oh,
at the bar besides me.
and what was that
and
experience?
Some of our teammates.
Like-
It was strange. I had seen people that I knew like outside our team, and they didn't recognize me. I was like, it's Annie. Like
Yeah.
they're like, oh my God. What?
Vector.
Yeah.
Did you do the Vector dance? You
Yeah.
know, like what he does? You know?
All night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I was pulling that one out quite a
Okay,
bit.
got
honestly.
you.
Probably more than I should have.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at one last one.
All right.
Okay, please. Let me know, like, okay, is that you?
That's not me.
That's not even you.
No.
Okay, even better. Explain, because this was on your Instagram.
Oh my God, wait, this is so funny. I can't wait to tell her. This is my best friend from home.
Okay.
Like, from Cleveland.
Okay.
And yeah, she went to South Carolina. She
Mm-hmm.
graduated. She's got a big girl job in Charlotte now. Anyways, I just love this picture of
Okay.
her.
What do you love about it?
I love how she's wearing the 2 buns with the backwards hat.
Okay.
And also I know, like, she thinks she looks really, really good.
Really,
right
in this
here.
picture?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And she does. I mean,
Yeah, it's a nice
honestly,
picture.
She looks great.
Made it on the show. It's a great picture.
But yeah, I figured I'd share it. Because if I enjoyed it so much.
Then,
Also, like, a little bit of a joke on her.
Of course. And how, like, when you posted it, what was her reception of it? She was like, dude, like, love you for this. Or like,
Yeah, I don't even remember.
okay. Because this was
I
super.
forget
We did a
it's
deep dive for
I
this.
forget it's even still on my
Yeah.
Instagram, yeah.
So back into the interview, you started a series that I also fell in love with. It's called the Dear Annie series.
Yes.
Can you walk me a little bit of that process? It's almost like its own TV show, you know?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so my assistant coach, Reagan Brust, she's really good with the social media, and so she wanted me to do some segments, which I was obviously down for because I like getting involved on there. And so she wanted to kind of use it as a way to teach like incoming freshmen or people that might not know stuff, like give them tips, but in a way that like, you know, it's funny. They'll pay attention.
With Annie.
Yeah,
you know?
right, with Annie. And so, yeah, we just kind of came up with a few of those different skits. We had a lot of fun making them. We should have made more.
I feel like there's a unique culture within the sport, both for the men and the women that play that sport. I know, say we had a couple of the hockey boys on the show, and you could almost immediately tell, let's say they're a hockey player. It's either like, you know, the beanie in a suit or like the backwards hat, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you can spot them a mile away like that's a hockey player. What's that sign for women who play the sport where you can just
Same exact thing.
Same exact thing.
No, honestly, backwards hat. Like,
Backwards hat?
Like more than half my team usually has the backwards hat
Okay.
on. Sometimes they'll wear it forwards. Yeah. That for sure. I'm trying to think of like hockey girls. There's a range. It's
tell
not
me.
as telling.
Yeah, I was
as-
gonna say it's not as telling. Like with
Right.
hockey guys, you can just tell like maybe they probably have also like a couple missing teeth too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, is that something you guys have as well?
It's tough. There really are, like, every team I played on, there's such a range of, like, people on my team. Like, it's tough. It's not one of those sports where I think there's, like, a teller, where I feel like when I think, like, lacrosse girl or soccer girl, like, I can kind of see that in my head. I can't even, like, do that with hockey.
Okay, so
you know? There's nothing, like, super obvious
got you.
than the backwards hat.
Got you. Next question is like, let's say as a student athlete, as a hockey women's player, what would you say is the most overlooked part of your guys' game?
I think a lot of people get upset that there's no hitting or it's not, you know, they don't consider it physical. But if you really watch, like, they are physical. And I think a lot of it's, especially in the last couple of years, it's gotten a lot more physical and it's exciting. So even though we can't hit, I think that, you know, that aspect of like physicality is still there. And also, I think that not hitting isn't the worst thing. I think it allows for like a side of creativity to the game.
Okay, gotcha.
That doesn't always exist in men's. Because think about it, you don't have to worry about getting like blown up in the middle of the ice. So you can
I've
you
seen
can pull one or two more moves.
Yeah, I
if
was
you
gonna
got
say
'em.
it seems like I've seen some of the games and it's just like I wouldn't want to be checked, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, so we can't do like any open ice thing, obviously, but like along the boards, like it gets messy. Like people fight in front of the net. There's some entertainment.
So speaking of new things, you know, that's coming along, you guys recently also got a new locker room.
Yes.
It's super sick. You know, my experience on the soccer team, I wish. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't rub it in. But what was that like? How was it, you know, like what's that whole process been like? Because it was in construction for a long time. And you guys kind of got it midway through the season.
Yeah.
Okay, walk me through that.
So we found out last year we were getting the renovations, which I was so excited about because obviously I was coming back. So like,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So, you know, all the
Hell
scenes
yeah.
like come on. Because the old locker room we were in was old, obviously. And we just didn't
Dude,
have...
trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And we have a really close team, and we just didn't, like, we weren't able to use that space to, like, spend time together. And so, obviously, we are so thankful that they decided to, you know, invest this in us. And so we were, like, nervous that it wasn't going to actually finish before the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we underestimated them. They stood by their promise. Besides, we were supposed to host the first round of Beanpot this year, but we swapped with Northeastern because...
Your alma mater.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We can't necessarily call it. But, yeah, so their rink is getting renovated next year, so it kind of worked out.
Okay.
But that was sad because I was hoping it was kind of supposed to be done right before that, but it was still done like right after that, and it is like incredible. There's so much space. We went and just like watched the Super Bowl in there because there's like TVs and we got couches.
You got everything.
Yeah, there's so much space. The dry stalls. I mean, they really.
They give you guys like a dining hall too, or no? They leave that part out?
No.
Bro, I'm sure.
I know.
I mean, congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. No, it's been incredible. I think it honestly, like, we started underneath the pool. Like, that was our locker room. Like, we were all sitting on, like, chairs and benches.
Wow.
And
So it's like trenches to heaven.
no, I
That's
literally said
crazy.
to someone, I was
Rags
like,
to
it feels
riches.
like my dad got, like, a promotion.
Yeah,
like, that's what it,
honestly.
like, felt like happened. Like, someone in my family got promoted and we can live on the other side
Yeah, like
now.
a different lifestyle
Yeah,
completely.
but that's what it felt like. But it was nice because we were doing so well at that point in the year in both spaces, you know, so we
Yeah, of
kind of
course.
worked, because we were playing games in Agana, so we'd have
Yeah.
to move our stuff Thursdays, put it into a random locker room there, then move out by the end of the game, and it was just, but like luckily our staff was great and very helpful with like making it seem like that wasn't what was happening. It seemed a lot easier than what was going on, so yeah,
So,
it's been great.
Also, speaking of new changes, there's a new professional women's hockey league, PWHL, that, you know, is coming into Boston, and their new team, but the Boston Fleet. That impact from a professional level, is that felt at the collegiate level, knowing that, hey, there could potentially be a next step here?
Completely.
How so?
Yeah, I think, like, obviously that wasn't always an option for girls, like playing after there's the option of playing Europe, but like having this league here is a total game changer. I think it drives a new level of competitiveness within our league, and it's just, it's just drawing a lot more attention to it, and people are looking, you know, now at collegiate hockey too, because that's where every single one of those girls that's
Yeah,
in
it's the
that,
pipeline.
yeah,
Literally.
there's nothing else in between besides, I mean, if you went and played in Europe for something or you were on some other professional teams, but like majority, or I think I won't speak every single one, but almost all the girls are coming from an NCAA team, and so like they bring attention to where they went to school, and it just kind of snowballs, and so yeah, it's nice because it's creating a bigger community.
Gotcha. It must be like, you know, always all these fights in their locker room, you know, all these rivals.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Teammate
yeah,
now,
yeah.
like, I hate you still.
Yeah.
So this year was a historic year for you guys. You guys captured the Hockey East title, first time in 10 years. If I haven't told you already, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is massive accomplishment.
Yeah.
What was that journey like as a team to put yourself in a position to hoist that trophy?
That was, I mean, that's been by far my most favorite memory of.
Even compared to the new locker room?
Yeah.
You're pretty happy about that?
Yeah, we honestly, no, this beats it.
Okay, wait. I want to hear your proposition. Hockey East title, but no new locker room. Which one are you choosing?
Probably the title.
Okay.
Probably the title. Like,
Why?
If you just mean like I don't get to experience the locker room, because I don't want to speak for the. Okay, yeah, title.
Title,
Easy.
100%?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
That's the right answer.
I'd celebrate underneath the pool if we had to. I don't care. Yeah. No, that was incredible. I think a lot of people doubted us going into this season. It kind of fueled something in us, I think, and it's been the best culture I've seen on a team, and I've been in college for a long time now, so
Okay.
I've been on
Yeah.
been on a lot of teams too, and this definitely like topped it, and you could just feel that at all moments, and especially for us to win against Northeastern, it was kind of full
Oh
circle
my
for
gosh,
me.
that's like a sucker punch.
Yeah, it was.
got like,
yeah, no, I mean they beat us a lot of times in between, but
Yeah, we
it was
beat them
nice
when
to
it
get
matters.
the last laugh.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So that was really special for me as well, and honestly, I was just so excited for that team because especially like our fifth years, like they'd been there since, you know, we were under 500, 3 or 4 years ago. So especially for them who have been here since the beginning and just being a part of that rebuild, and it feels like we're kind of setting that next couple of years up for success. We kind of set
program.
the tone and now put our program more on the map because honestly, people know BU for like hockey, but it's usually men's hockey. But now people are start thinking women's hockey.
I like that. So obviously you captured the title. You're on the top of the mountain.
Yep.
Walk me through, what does that night look like? I saw a couple of
wanna
pictures.
know?
I would love to know. I mean, I saw a picture on Instagram of one of the security guards holding it, and it looked like he just played the match and won. And he was so happy. So I can't imagine you guys.
We
Tell
brought
me.
that thing around Boston
Okay.
for sure. We hit the doorman first, and then we got in an Uber to meet up with some parents and friends, and we told the Uber driver that we won the world championship, and so he got out of the car and like took pictures with us. I'm like, I kind of feel bad now, but he thinks that he met people that won the world championship.
And you definitely made his day.
We convinced him. So what does that say about how good we were at celebrating?
Well, it sounds like you have a winning culture.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of sounds like, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, that's
big on
what
you
it
guys.
is. Yeah.
That's really, really good.
Yeah.
So coming up, you have a key role, let's say, in the Scarlet White Awards. It looks like you might be a host of a game show.
This is
And it also looks like there might be, maybe that 4th or 3rd episode of the Dear Annie series because you're going to be asking those questions. How are you preparing for that? How do you feel about that?
Every day. I'm
Every
preparing
day?
for that. Yeah.
Every day? You wake up?
Yeah. I have a lot of things. I'm also singing the national anthem for the alumni game.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Okay, so maybe the hat was a correlation to you
I don't
singing.
sing though, so it's kind of whatever. It's besides the point. But I've been practicing.
Okay.
I think just keep asking questions, keep people on their toes. I'm ready. This will be.
Well, it's definitely like it's a bigger stage,
Yeah.
The last episode, I think you might have been either on a couch or in Buick. And now you're going to be, in a ballroom filled with people dressed, almost as good as myself. So it's going to be something. What's going to be different about this episode of the Dear Annie series compared to, the ones prior?
I think that it's not going to be that different. I think I'm going to stay consistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think that's how
that.
it's going to work.
Okay.
I'm not going to change
For
how I'm
nobody.
doing things because of what's going on around
Okay.
me,
Okay.
I'm going to keep doing it, and I think that'll work out pretty well.
Okay.
Or at least I hope so.
Well, I will be in attendance there, so, I can't wait to see you shine.
Yeah, I look forward to it too.
I think it's going to be awesome.
I think so.
I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, hopefully it's my big break.
Yeah, hopefully. Then we can have you back here.
Yeah.
Then we'll celebrate again. Would you like that?
Yeah, that
I'd
sounds
love
like a
that.
plan.
Well, I was going to say, Annie, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. You were awesome. And also, I think the crown of the best fit, it has a new victor, guys. So there's that. So thank you again so much for coming on.
Thank you.
It was such a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks. Be sure to keep up with all things Ani Fitzgerald on Terrier Hockey on Instagram and TikTok. And make sure to tune in to the Scarlet and White Awards taking place in late April to see the newest show of Dear Annie. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the episode, Midweek Madness with Colby Johnson and Valeria Bigot.
Welcome to Midweek Madness. I'm Valeria Bigot.
I'm Colby Johnston. The NASDAQ hit a record low this week under Trump's so-called high tariff economy. At this rate, the stock market's about to dip below Trump's golf handicap. And that's really saying something, considering we all know he cheats. But for real, economists are worried we're entering what could be a bear market. For all those that don't know, that's when everyone crawls into a cave and hibernates until 2028.
Trump reportedly sent Harvard a list of demands they must satisfy to avoid losing billions in taxpayer dollars. At the top of the list is to change that lame mascot. I mean, seriously, what is a crimson? Reports say Elon Musk might be stepping down from DOGE, Trump's so-called Department of Government Efficiency. Looking back, nothing screams efficiency like hiring the guy who made a car that catches fire when it rains.
BU students living in Bay State Road brownstones reported inconsistent heating in their dorms this past week. I wonder why. The weather lately has been more bipolar than my attitude when I show up to work on the show. Watch this. Hey, Valet.
Hey, Colby.
I like your sweater.
Thanks, that's really nice of you to say.
Kidding, it's ugly. See, that's how it is, folks. This past week at BU is housing selection for the next academic year, where students find out whether they'll live in an apartment, a suite, a single, or hell on earth.
BU men's hockey made it to the Frozen Four last week, and after beating Cornell 3-2. Just a reminder that the Ivy League was and always will be just an athletic conference, and a pretty bad one, full of kids who celebrate wins with champagne and a LinkedIn post.
The MFA just opened its first Van Gogh exhibit in over 25 years. I've heard it's full of incredible art, a beautiful atmosphere, and enough classics to keep you captivated for hours. And I gotta say, all these people telling me about it really talked my ear off, which feels oddly appropriate.
Thanks to the current state of Trump's economy, Girl Scout cookies now offer paying through Klarna, because nothing says financial stability like financing a box of Thin Mints. At this rate, Samoas might come with a credit check. You never know.
New York Mayor Eric Adams shocked everyone this week after getting his corruption case dismissed in court, despite possibly being guilty. Just a reminder, Eric Adams is 5'8", the perfect build for a running back. It's a real shame he fumbled the bag joining the wrong kind of Steelers, because he could have been great.
Disney's live-action remake of Snow White has struggled at the box office, making it one of the least successful live-action remakes of all time. U.S. Senators Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey were all very disappointed with the film's release.
Jack Black and Jason Momoa are among the cast of the upcoming Minecraft movie, where viewers can step into a world bigger than their imagination, able to create anything they want, however they want, without real-world consequences. So basically, in the movie, you're Mark Zuckerberg, if, he had anything going on up there. Like emotions or something. Do you think he watches movies? Recently, President Trump has made his intentions more clear to take over the country of Greenland, with all 50 inhabitants that live on the island fighting back and exclaiming, "Hey, don't do that!"
The BU men's lacrosse team is going for the second title in program history. Their first was in 2022, when they were officially crowned Team No One Watched.
BU's College of Communications Redstone Film Festival returns this Friday, April 4th. Students can watch their peers' films, and some contestants may even walk away with awards. Just a friendly warning to whoever's hosting, because I'll be in the crowd, and they used to call me the Fresh Prince back in elementary school. So if I lose, I might go full King Richard. In South Korea, the impeached president was officially removed from office after secretly drafting a martial law degree. I guess he never learned the first rule of coups from the US. Don't put your military aspirations in writing. At least he didn't do it in a web chat.
Once again, this was Midweek Madness. I'm Valeria Bigot.
I'm Colby Johnston. Go out there and be just productive enough to post it on your Instagram.